My favorite episode, ironically, was the last one that I did.
In Season 6's award-winning episode, May We Make Them Proud, the series bid farewell to Alice Garvey and Mary's young son, Adam Jr.
I loved working with the fire. It's not the first time I've worked with the fire. I think my first episode or second episode was the barn burning. There was always fires on Little House, you know. Everything was always burning down. But this was a biggie.
Where's Alice and the baby?
Blaming yourself for what happened is like my blaming God for what happened. And we're both wrong. I thought my life was over too. But it ain't. You gotta go on living. You gotta hold the memory of the one you love and try and make them proud.
No episode captured the imagination of fans more than Sweet 16. In which young Laura Ingalls, whom America had watched grow up for 5 seasons, received her first kiss.
Oh my gosh, when the story started to include Almanzo Wilder, I was in a state of absolute terror because I knew where it was going. This was the man she was going to marry. This was the love of her life.
Laura, this is my brother, Almanzo.
Pleasure to meet you, Laura. My friends call me Manny.
Pleasure to meet you. Manly.
Well, you must admit it's got a virile ring to it.
I'll see you tomorrow, Laura.
Bye-bye.
I think I was 15 years old when he came on. I had not been on a date. I had not kissed a boy.
Manly? Why did I call him Manly?
One of the things in hindsight that I realized was that, you know, Dean Butler, who they brought in to play Almanzo, shaved his face. He was a man in his 20s. I hadn't even shaved my legs yet. And to add insult to injury, first of all, I was scared to death to kiss a boy, but then also scared to death to kiss a boy in front of all of these people who had essentially raised me since I was 9 years old.
You know, Melissa grew up with the crew. We all went to classes with her. We saw her dissect a frog, for heaven's sake, from science class.
And that was when my mother decided to come that day. So now I'm kissing a boy for the first time ever in my life, in front of all these people who raised me, and my mom is there.
Melissa's mom, Barbara, was on the set, and she kept saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm seeing my child kiss on the screen. I can't believe I'm watching this. And she just went on and on and on.
The kiss starts to happen, and Laura and Almanzo are moving closer together for the kiss, and off camera you hear this sound. Michael, cut. Everyone's looking around, and we realize it's Melissa's mother, Barbara, watching as her little girl is having her first kiss ever, and she's beside herself.
My mother was standing there crying off camera, just tears just streaming down her face.
We went through like 3 takes of the kiss about to happen and Barbara losing it.
This kiss had to be like the greatest kiss ever, but not scarlet and red. The sweet sort of innocent thing. I was shaking, absolutely shaking.
How'd you like to dance with the teacher?
When it was over, I was so relieved, and I looked over, I saw my mother crying, and I was like, oh, God, help, please, someone just take me home.
Oh, did I forget to tell you? My mother bought me this horse. Be sure to brush him down well and give him plenty of water.
My favorite episode is the favorite episode of everyone in the world, Bunny, also known as the one where I go down the hill in the wheelchair. Not only do I love this episode, people love it all over the world. People who don't speak English will come up to me and say, the one where you... This is apparently the international sign for down a hill in a wheelchair. It was kind of scary because it really was a rickety, like 1800s wheelchair, and there were no seatbelts. There was no safety equipment involved in this. They put me in the chair, set up the camera on a dolly, and said, "Go," and turned it loose.
Your mother wants you. You're such a good friend, Nellie.
And I'm in this wheelchair in my bare feet and underwear and a nightgown going about 80 miles an hour down a hill. And I'm screaming. And they're like, "Yes, scream more." And I'm like, "Not acting. Hi. Ah!" And then I had to actually get in the water, which was kind of disgusting. There's all that green moss and gross stuff in there. It's not really clean, that pond. And as I was sitting in the pond, that was when Michael came up to me and said, "Do you have a swimming pool at your apartment?" And I said, "No, I don't." He said, "Well, after this, you can swim in your toilet."